presents the Video Game Babes of 1985.
Johnny D here with the Video Game Babes of 1985. Carmen Sandiego, elusive criminal babe. Princess Prin Prin from Ghosts and Goblins, the open-minded about what you can wear to a picnic babe. Princess Toadstool, the babe who's in another castle. Thyra from Gauntlet, 10th century Valkyrie babe. The lady from Hogan's Alley, the don't point that thing at me babe. And finally Rob, the robotic operating babe. And those were the Video Game Babes of 1985. And I should know.
It's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom by Atari.
So essentially the idea behind Temple of Doom is that you run through the temple, you save the slave children, you grab the Sankara stones, and you escape the temple. Just like the movie.
You run around, you can whip them. You know, whip those thuggies, not the children. You don't want to do that.
And it had this really weird, like 3D aspect to those levels, where you would go up the ladders and almost kind of like Congo Bongo scaling, if you will.
After you free the children, you then have to get the stones, the sacred stones, and then from that you go to the minecart sequence, where you're in the minecart, you have to avoid the other thuggies in the minecart and you whip them.
Parts of the trail or the rails are broken, so you have to lean the cart to kind of maneuver around the broken spots, and you jump from rails to rails.
And then if you escape that, you go to the bridge portion, and you fight through the bridge, and you kill Molaram, and you redo the whole thing over in loops.
So one of the things that was pretty neat about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was the fact that it featured digitized voices. Harrison Ford's voice is actually in the game for Indiana Jones, which is pretty sweet.
Really good renditions of the music from the movie are in that. The graphics are pretty good. It keeps sort of that sort of dark, spirit that permeates that movie. It's fun.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
Gunless, the new fantasy adventure from Atari Games. The most fun a quarter can buy.
Gun.Smoke. Gun.Smoke.
Gun.Smoke is another one of those vertically scrolling run and gun games.
But it's unique and different because you're in the old West. Yeehaw!
It was really unique in the sense that the shooting of the game was very different because you had 3 buttons, one to shoot forward, one to shoot left diagonal, and one to shoot right diagonal, which never really was done in any game I know of and has been done since.
The theme in the game and the fast pace really set it apart and made it a lot of fun.
Man, was this game hard as hell. That was a hard game. I would only put like $1 in and get to the second level and give up.
For a quality game with a simple premise, a theme change is sometimes all it needs to feel fresh again, and that's what Gun.Smoke did with the Western theme and the addition of the directional shooting.
Even though the title of this game bears a striking resemblance to the TV series Gun.Smoke, it has no relation whatsoever. We know this because the game's called Gun.Smoke.
Hogan's Alley, you shot shit.
So to make it look like Nintendo was going to use these peripherals that were packed in with the original Nintendo, we do get another light gun game this year, Hogan's Alley, and it's another one that's a lot of fun.
You got your ducks flying around with Duck Hunt, and here you got basically, it's kind of like a police simulator.
You had various levels. You had the police shooting gallery, where shoot the bad guys, don't shoot the good guys. Of course, the good guys and the bad guys, some similar looks. Try to mess with you a little bit.
My favorite aspect of the game was the mode B, where you're going into a town. Because at least then you had to aim up and down, left and right, more than just the 3 targets.
You gotta watch out for the lady with the baby, or whatever. You don't wanna hit them.
And then there's mode C, which is where you have to keep 2 cans in the air for as long as you can.
Shoot the can.
And it was so cool that you were using this for this gun control, like this kind of way of moving items on the screen.
The targets were big, and they got to really work some good sprite art on there.
It was fast and it was accurate, so you could, and it timed you. So you actually got to see your shooting skills, and that was pretty cool.
It's a test of your aim, your reflexes, and your visual acuity. And I'm not sure what that means.
It means don't shoot the girl in pink and don't shoot the nice-looking businessman.
Nintendo trusted its peripheral enough to be able to, you know, kind of make this a fun, different mechanic.
Hogan's Alley, no wrestling required.
So we got Yar Kung Fu. Or is it Yar Kung Fu? I don't know the pronunciation.
Basically the grandfather of fighting games.
It's a Japanese game, but in Chinese, ER Kung Fu means 1-2 Kung Fu. Now that's a good name.
Yar Kung Fu spiced things up a little bit. You're not just going against the same opponent over and over again who's in a different, colored gi. You get background changes, and all the characters have different weapons.
The player could, had more control of what their character did, whereas in, a game like Karate Champ, it was a little bit more structured.
Yeah, based around specific moves, realistic moves. This is more...
The whole jumping in the air and kind of controlling that aspect was introduced into this game.
The game itself is pretty great. Surprisingly, Konami never really revisited it, but as far as an early fighting game goes, there is no two-player mode. It's pretty important.